What's up, my sports betting friends? It's me, Bob LaGrasso. I'm around here somewhere, ain't I? From the Sports Nuts and from OddsJam. Last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. Is that light too bright? Yeah. I'm gonna dim that light a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Made my bald head stand out. Yeah, we're brought to you by OddsJam, the world's premier odds comparison company. Yes, and don't forget about the OddsJam Partner Program. There's a link below in the description. Go there right now. Get paid to share OddsJam. There's a lot of stuff happening, man. A lot of stuff happening. New improvements on the way to the website. You're going to love it. And don't forget about BetBucket. 7-day free trial. Link below in the description. Hit a parlay last night. Had Wagner win against the spread. Excited about plays that I got tonight. I got another parlay tonight that I shared that's from the deck. The deck that went out to the subscribers on BetBucket for the Sports Nuts picks. And I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. We're on Twitch. We are on YouTube, and we're on X, formerly known as Twitter. So, and there is my X handle right there, at Bob LaGrasso. So, come follow me, would you? I'd appreciate it very, very much if you would. Don't forget we have live chat available. And please like this show and subscribe to the YouTube channel. OddsJam Bob and Mike. Go there now, man. We need more subscribers to the YouTube channel. Make things happen. I know that I'm not as popular as, let's say, a guy like, Bernie Miklas in St. Louis, who was a longtime sports writer. And he's got a YouTube channel going on, and he got a lot more subscribers than I do. But you know what? Been doing this for a few years. Had a radio show now for 10 years. I've been on the radio talking sports for 10 years. Mike's been with me doing that too, and very proud of what I've been doing in the sports world for many years. And on top of that, I'm a musician. That music that you just heard wrote, 3 years ago, specifically for, well, not necessarily for this show, but for another show that didn't go anywhere. And now here we are. So anyway, that is my intro for today. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good. All right, who we got here? There's Stephen Batza. How you doing, my friend? Sorry about your parlay last night. We didn't come through. We only got one pick that came through. Oh, I believe that was mine. Tristan, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? Glad to see you here. Appreciate you very much. And hey, look who decided to join us. Stephen, Tristan, Mike's here. What time you
I'm
showed
here
up?
in the flesh.
About time you showed up.
Yeah.
Where's what's happening there? What's going on, man? Are you ready for this game tonight? I'm pumped.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great matchup. Big game. We had a good Thursday night football game last week. So for what it was worth.
Looks like the line's still 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Actually, you could get it for 3 at some books, but you're going to pay a little bit of a price. DraftKings can get you -3 if you're going with the Lions at -120. If you like the Packers +3, you can get it for +100. -3.5, though, you can get it plus money now, Mike, on Caesars and Circa. And if you got a global book, my bookie, go ahead.
Get who at plus odds?
You can actually get the Lions minus 3.5 at plus money.
Yeah.
Who do I like for TD? Since I'm the TD king. Oh, no. I'd have to say you're the TD king after some of the performances I've seen from you. But you know that I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Well, you know we got to go with Jaden Reed. You know, Josh Jacobs is another one that I like. And how about Laporta in back-to-back games, possibly? There's going to be some scoring.
Last game.
Yeah, there's going to be some scoring tonight.
That's kind of my feel. I think we see some touchdowns tonight. No doubt about it.
Yeah, pretty exciting game, and I'm excited to watch it because I got to tell you, Lions, man, they're now the favorite. Yeah, I could see Gibbs if I was putting Gibbs in a parlay, but you can't get him. Like there's no value on him in Montgomery at all right now. I mean, it's juiced pretty big time. Let's just actually look. Montgomery is, well, you could get him at minus 140, so that's not terrible. And Gibbs, well, you can actually find him on FanDuel at minus 140. So, it's not terrible, but you know what? St. Brown and the quarterback just have they have chemistry together. No two ways about it. So I got
been a little bit since Brown got in the end zone, though, hasn't it? A couple of games at least.
Did he not score last week?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't score against Indianapolis either.
And Jaden Reed, I think he's a touchdown maker too. So, yeah, I like all those plays, and I could see us having 4 or 5 anytime TD scores tonight. Honestly, I really could. Pretty big schedule in the NHL. The NBA, I got to tell you, Mike, I can't figure nothing out. Went against Toronto the other night, went with Indiana, and last night and the night before Milwaukee won. Last night they lose, and I put them. I just don't know what to think about the NBA right now.
Yeah, it's been tough, hasn't it?
Oh, it's really tough to bet right now, for me at least. Unless you're doing player props. If you're betting games right now, I mean, Mike, you're a Lakers fan. The Lakers lost by 41?
Terrible.
I thought Redick was getting that team together. Why?
29 the game before.
Wow. What's going on there, man?
Just not looking good on the court, man. I mean, a lot of it is got to be on the players, I think. They're just not stepping up, not playing well. I mean, they're obviously on a 4-game road trip right now, and it's not been too hot for them. They've lost 2 of the first 3, and they only beat Utah by 1 point. And they got Atlanta Friday night, tomorrow night. Atlanta coming off a big win against Milwaukee, and yeah, I mean, and have actually won 5 in a row, Atlanta. So they're kind of hot right now.
Tristan's been hitting NBA player props. Yeah, they have been great. That's the part of all this that's been so good, folks, is the NBA player props. And if you're going to the EV page, Mike, and I'm going to let you go ahead and do that now, because I'm going to tell you, them player props have been hitting like crazy off of EV, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've been consistently good for sure. No two ways about that. Yeah, I mean, I've already jumped on a few. As you can see, I took Valanciunas over 12.5 points. Took Jalen Green over on a PRA. Let's see what else is out here. Also took Jared Allen over 12.5 points tonight. We got Wiggins under on a PRA. Kind of looking at that. Van Vliet over on a PRA. He's been playing pretty good lately as well for Houston, so I kind of like this one. I like Van Fleet over on his PRA.
I got a question for you. Are you using the probability column a lot?
I mean, yeah, I look at it for sure. I mean, I definitely give it a look.
Because most of those plays were close to 49%, or most of those were in the 50s. So,
yeah.
And they've been hitting, right?
I mean, they've been consistently good. Yeah, for sure. The
Okay.
player points and PRA especially. You can see here that one's only a 48% win probability. But again, I like Van Fleet tonight, so I'm going with that. I did take DeRozan also over on a PRA. Obviously, you see that one's about a 58% win probability because of the minus 125. And then other books got it even more juice than that. So, yeah, I mean, definitely, the Jared Allen play, that's pushing 60% win probability. I'm liking that. Jordan Love under 6. I'm not going to lie. I like this. I don't think Jordan Love's running much tonight, if at all. Under 6.5 rushing yards, I'm going to go with it. He is not.
Doesn't he have the ability to run more?
He's not been, and you got to remember, probably trying to avoid taking a lick. I mean, the last game Chicago, he had 4 rushes for 18 yards, but against San Fran and Miami, he definitely didn't do a whole lot running. And then the last time against Green Bay when they played, he didn't do any running. And then it looks like Jacksonville, same thing. Houston, let's look here. Nope, no runs from him there. I mean, he's not been running much. I mean, there's always that chance, but no,
something to sprinkle on, right?
I think so. I mean, there's a fat chance he doesn't run at all tonight. So,
right.
I mean, they're gonna hand the ball off to Jacobs, try to get him going. Last game against Detroit, 13 carries, 95 yards. You'd probably like to see them 13 carries, up to the 17, 18 range at least.
Right.
I mean, Jacobs was definitely running well against Detroit the last time these two teams played.
Tristan says, so many plays today, I got 22 bets. I bet you got a lot of player props, don't you, Tristan?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why not? I mean, right now, that's what's popping off on the EV page is just tons of player props, and they're all over the place. I mean, I took Valanciunas over 12.5 points. I know there's a play here for him under 11.5. I'll pass on that one.
So in November, when the Lions and Packers played, the Lions won 24-14.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Brown did have a touchdown. And so did Gibbs. So that gives you any kind of indication. I really expect St. Brown to score tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably going to roll with this one too. Lively over 17.5 points and rebounds. I think he gets that. I think he gets that for sure. I mean,
by the way,
minus 110 on it when every other book's minus 130 range mostly. I mean, you got MGM at minus 120, but 3 books in a row right here, FanDuel, Caesars, and DraftKings, minus 140 or pushing it.
Right, absolutely.
So that's on Circa. I like that.
Just me and Mike tonight. No Brendan. Brendan is at the Nuggets Cavs game. Wow. That I'd love to be going to a game like that.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Yes, it should be.
I would maybe either that or Cleveland's got the ability to blow them out.
Yeah, what do you think about Jokic on an under here, man? On his points, I actually like that.
Under on his points?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're going up against Jared Allen. Jared Allen's a good scrappy big. It's definitely can score a little bit himself. I don't know how well he'll do defensively on Jokic, but I'd like to think he'll, assuming he doesn't get into foul trouble, then you got the ability to bring in a Tristan Thompson to put on him, a couple of different bodies to throw at him. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
So this is what I'm thinking.
But
okay.
That line's already moved. As a matter of fact, it's been taken down completely. So,
oh my God, no kidding.
Yeah,
wow.
Fliff already took that down. It looks
well,
like.
Guess what? His PRA tonight is 48.5.
Yeah. You can get him at minus 125 on ESPN Bet, which is not bad. See, it was minus 120 on Fliff. Fliff took that down completely. ESPN Bet's offering minus 125, which 5-cent difference. I'm usually in a case like this, if I like the play, I'm not opposed to going with it. I'm still getting really good value at minus 125. Sure, I would have rather had the minus 120, but being that Fliff took the play down in general, and even if Fliff bumped the line, minus 125 wasn't that bad. So yeah, I mean that's something you could look at too. I'm gonna roll with it. If it may burn me, but we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna go light on it, even at a minus 120 play when it's favored.
PhD's in here. Jokic is gonna have a night, probably a triple double, but
that can happen. Let's just keep him.
That can happen without him hitting his points.
That is true. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna go light on it.
Right.
We're gonna go light on it. Yeah, I mean he probably is in line for a solid night. I mean, he's coming off a game where he scored 38. That's the worry, right?
Yeah. 12 out of 13 games over on his PRA, and the PRA you can get for minus 110 on DraftKings, dude. 48.5. I would be jumping on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I agree there. So yeah, that's what's out here right now. Looks like Dinwiddie's under 8.5 points. That one looks pretty solid too. At plus 100, 52% win probability. You are getting plus odds on it. No book is offering plus odds. You look at a sharp book like Pinnacle, they're offering minus 130 on it. You're getting plus odds on it. That's pretty good. Bet Online and Bovada are pretty juiced on it and heavily favoring it. Bodog as well. So just looking at a few global books that can sometimes be pretty sharp, they are definitely favoring this side. So
okay, good stuff.
Yeah, that may be one we go with too. So
good stuff as always. Now you ready for a book that somebody just wrote by the name of Daryl Turner? Here we go. Opinions on the Blues money line and under. I like them both.
Man, I'm worried on the Blues money line tonight, Bob. I know they've been playing better, but you're on a road trip. Calgary's a pretty good team. Again, I know they beat good teams, but this is kind of reminds me of like what we saw when they played Philadelphia. You have games like this where you're playing a pretty good team and you're coming off of beating a really good team. That doesn't always bode well for you. So I'm not sure on the Blues tonight. If you've been riding them consistently, well, then that's fine. I mean, if you rode them against like the Rangers, where they were heavily
heavy
underdogs, the Devils, heavy dog there. Obviously, Winnipeg. Yeah,
but they're not favored tonight. Remember,
no, they're still. I know, but they're plus odds still. So if you've been riding them as the underdog in these spots, I would probably lean towards maybe taking it.
The game against Philadelphia, they were the fave. So there you go. Every game that they have been the dog, they've won so far under Montgomery.
Well, not every game. Well, under Montgomery. Yeah. Under Montgomery. Gotcha.
Spurs over. He wants to know about that. And the Suns under. And the Cavs money line. That's your NBA plays. Spurs over, Suns under, Cavs money line.
We got a lot of other Senators.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get to them, but just in the NBA, who are the Spurs playing?
Chicago. Probably would go with that.
Okay.
That's a pretty high number though at 237. But
what about the Suns on the under?
Suns on the under. What's that line at?
I'm trying to find it. They're playing the Pelicans. Here it is. Looks like 222.5, 223, 223.5.
Man, no feel, man. No feel on either one of these NBA totals. Okay. I mean, that Spurs Bulls one seems pretty high.
You like Cavs money line?
High. I do like Cavs money line, yeah.
Okay. Now, let's get to the college basketball ones. He's got San Francisco money line, Oakland over, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi money line. I would take the San Francisco money line.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Billikens tonight, St. Louis U. I would probably say San Fran wins that one.
And Texas A&M Corpus Christi, I would take that on the money line too. Oakland on the over, got no feel. Senators on the over, yeah, I like that. And Durant is out and Ingram is in tonight.
Okay.
So, okay.
That worries me so you do have the under there. Yeah. I mean, again, it's probably not a bad play. I just don't really have a big feel on either of these games. I mean, Chicago and San Antonio could go, being a high total, I could see that thing not even getting close to that total.
Yeah.
Or two teams that really are not great. It's San Antonio's been more improved this year, but Chicago is definitely not a great team. We know DeRozan's going to score, though. It's possible, but.
And PhD said Randall was right about college last night. He sure as hell was. And you know what? Only one of those road teams won, and that was Alabama.
And that was the one. We talked about it with Jabari. That was the one to hammer the hell out of. And
Wemby is out tonight.
Yeah, I don't like that over.
Yeah, okay.
It's already high, man. I'm not too heavy on that.
Okay.
But right. Anything can happen, obviously, but
here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do a little Stevie B parlay here that we're going to put together, and you guys can put plays in the chat. Mike, you can handle that. PhD, Daryl, Mr. Batsa, Tristan, you want to put in a leg on this parlay? You can do it right now. I'm going to start it off. Let me get here. I'm going to go to the NHL. Oh, and it's a tough one, but I'm going to take the Hurricanes on the money line tonight. At home against the Avalanche. I like the Hurricanes.
Okay. I think I'll stay in the NHL. Nashville playing their second of a back-to-back at Montreal. They lost last night to Toronto, blew that game, but I've been kind of leaning towards Montreal here to win at home, and their plus odds.
Okay, let's do it. Anybody else got anything out there?
It was either that or Winnipeg. You think Winnipeg bounces back after that loss to St. Louis?
I would think so, but
against Buffalo.
Yeah, if we can put in another leg if you want it in there. It's a Stevie B parlay, so anything can happen.
PhD likes Jacobs over on carries tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I you're gonna have to feed him the ball because he was 7 yards a carry that first matchup. And he had 93 yards on 13 carries. Let's see what his line's at. But if you're Green Bay, you got to give him around, I think you got to give him around 18, 19 carries. And that line is probably.
Looks like 16.5 to 17.5.
I like it then. I think he's flirting around 17, 18 carries anyway. Maybe 20 plus.
Let's add him, and that's going to get us. Now, we don't have as many books with that in it. FanDuel does have that. So it limits us as far as the amount of books. By the way, maybe the over isn't the play tonight, Mike.
I thought about that. I'm not sure the over is really the route I would look at. I mean, of course, who wants to really take the risk on an under with Detroit in the game, especially? But,
right.
You look at their last game against Chicago, 43 points, Indianapolis, 24-6 game. I mean, there's 30 points. I mean, yeah, you had the 52-6 blowout against Jacksonville. So clearly you went, but even with that, you didn't go over by much. That first game with Green Bay, 24-14, Houston, 26-23, Detroit wins. That's 49 points. You look at their last handful of games, unless Detroit's scoring 50 plus, you may not get an over with Detroit unless they're getting the bulk of that themselves. I mean, is high scoring as people think Detroit has been. I mean, the over has certainly, at least at this number, what it's at tonight, it hadn't been there in the last handful of games, except when Detroit scores 50 plus.
Hey, pick one of these. Rockets first half, Bulls first half, or Pelicans first half, all money lines.
All money lines?
Yeah. Which one you want? Oh, give me Toronto money line.
Hey, bro. I mean, yeah, you got them the other night with Indiana, but they burned us the other time. Man, that's a tough one tonight against OKC. But
yeah, that ain't happening.
I mean, as Sprinkly says, if I'm him and I bet Toronto that last game, like he said, won some money, I'd throw a little.
I get where Daryl's coming from. Draymond and Steph are out. Wemby's out. Durant's out. So he's looking at all three of the dogs to have first half money lines. Interesting perspective there. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, Houston's definitely.
You want to put all three in there?
I'd see what it comes out to.
I mean, it's a Stevie B parlay. When it's a Stevie B parlay, you can put whatever you want to in it. All right.
I mean, I don't dislike any of them. I definitely think Houston has a great chance, and Chicago with Wemby out as well. He's saying New Orleans. New Orleans still worries me a little bit, even with Durant out. I know Ingram's back, but New Orleans has just been so freaking bad that I don't know.
Plus odds on the Bulls.
You're gonna get plus odds on the Bulls and Houston money line first half for sure, and probably New Orleans as well, maybe.
No, actually, Houston's the fave
in the first half.
Yeah, heavily favored.
Yeah,
minus 145.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense.
And then what was the other one? The Pelicans against the Suns.
Yeah, that's right. Houston's the favorite tonight outright anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Pelicans. I mean, that's pretty – it's not a big favor of Phoenix. If I put that in there. It's not a
big favor, but it's definitely the one, if we're being honest, that's the one we're going to look at and be like, okay, that could be tricky.
We're close to about plus 4,000.
Yeah, but they're at home.
Yeah, Stevie B'd like that. Carolina money line in the NHL. Canadians money line in the NHL. Josh Jacobs over 16.5 rushing attempts. And the Bulls, Rockets, and Pelicans all first half money line. So we'll add that as a Stevie B parlay. Who you got for
McCollum in tonight? Yeah. And again, I get it, but they've had those guys, and New Orleans just they look rough. They look very, very rough. And that was a team that looked, a couple of years ago like they were trending in the right direction. They just haven't been able to, and injuries doesn't help either, but
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? That looks like a pretty decent parlay to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. You're right. Well,
no. But McCollum is back too. But again, I'm just not sure how much longer this little core that New Orleans has will be lasting.
Not a very good.
You're 4-8. You're 4-18 right now.
Yeah,
you're already dug in a deep hole. You know,
yeah.
I mean, it could be time to turn the page.
CJ's a bum. You remember when
he's not been great, Bob.
No,
this Pelicans team has not been that good, dude. They've had these guys in the lineup before, and it's not been. And Zion in and out. I mean, it doesn't matter who's out, who's in with New Orleans right now, Bob. They're not good.
What team did McCollum play for?
They won their first two, and think of this, guys. Think of it this way: they won their first 2 games of the regular season was against Chicago and Portland, and they won. They have 4 wins on the whole season. That means half of their wins were the first 2 games of the regular season. They've only won 2 games since the first couple of nights of the season. They have been awful. I mean, they rattled off. How many did they lose in a row? I mean, they've had a couple of stretches where they've lost 6, 7 in a row.
Did he just diss, though? Did he just diss CJ? I mean,
he did. I mean, look, I like CJ, but he's not. Yeah. I'm not.
Well, hold on, Mike. Here's what he's doing. This is his average for the season: 21 points, 3.8 rebounds, 3.1 assists.
You should be a little higher.
44.6% shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not bad.
I never know, but it's not enough with the injuries you've had. You gotta start pushing some of them.
Okay,
high 20. 30-point games.
Will you let me just give you this? This is what he's averaged in his career: 19.5 points, 3.6 rebounds, 3.8 assists. I mean, not bad.
He's been inconsistent this year, though.
Okay,
I don't know. I got you. I mean, when he's got to be able to take it to another level. Especially with the injuries, and you can't just have him, and he's been hurt too at times.
Right. Understand. Understand completely. I just wanted to throw that out there. It's pretty close to what, he's averaged for his career. So he's actually scoring more points than what he is averaged in his career. Now, I know he's had great years at times.
Well, they've had a lot of injuries too, and again, when that happens, sometimes you expect him to be the guy.
Yeah, I know.
He's supposed to be, because that's
he's 33. He's 33. He never really was. Was he ever really the guy? Was he?
No,
the guy
he's never really been the guy. No, I mean, when he was with Portland with Damian Lillard, no, he was not the guy. But I think New Orleans felt when they got him that the reason he never got a chance to showcase that he was the guy, because you were playing with Damian Lillard when you were with Portland. And obviously when Dame was with Portland, he was big time. We know that.
Right.
And when he came to New Orleans, that gave them a spark, and they were competitive and they had all these pieces, but now they're just hurt all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't call CJ a bum. I'm just saying.
I mean, I would. Okay, man. And Tristan's being harsh because that's his Pelicans. I get what he's doing, but yeah, I mean, I agree. He's not really a bum, but there's been a lot of disappointment for the Pelicans for this season.
I agree. Sure. I agree. All right. You know what? Who's won this game tonight?
I already gave you my pick last night. I might have been the only guy that had it too. I took Green Bay. I took Green Bay.
You weren't the only guy that had it.
Justin was on it with me.
Yeah, so was PhD.
No.
Rob's on. Yeah, Rob's on it too.
Yeah, Rob was on Green Bay.
Me and
Justin was on Detroit.
Jabari, no. Justin's on the Packers too.
Was he on
the
Green
Packers?
Bay as well?
Yes, the Packers are our pick.
Our pick
in the parlay.
Man, yeah. All right, Rob, if you're still out there, bro. Go, Pat, go, baby. Let's go. We need this. And we'll
Because-
never hear the end of it from Jabari and Bob.
Yeah,
We'll never hear the end of it.
It's going to be like the Packers? Really?
We will never hear the
Green
end
Bay
of it.
going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, Tristan says hammer. I agree, Tristan. Hammer this. Let's go, Lions. Let's go, Lions. Yes, I agree.
You went silent. You're muted now.
I am?
You were.
Oh.
We were talking and nobody could hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyway, it's either the Lions or Packers or the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. All right, good show tonight. Tomorrow night's with the crew. Rob, Tristan, get your asses in here tomorrow night. And have a great night, folks. We will see you later. Go Lions!